Peace, brothers and sisters. This is Dr. Siddiqui Chevaye, and I'd like to come to you once again to continue our series on the difference between the Bible diet and the diets of today. And we're into Genesis, the beginning, and we want to know what happened in the beginning because we always get this in between stuff and this end stuff, which makes us one-sided. We want to be 360, not 180. So I would like to continue our discussion on the diets of Genesis, the beginning, and the garbage disposals that we are today. But first, before I get into it, I'd like to acknowledge two people that I really admire and I really love and appreciate. And that's Queen Mother Mamie, who's from Atlanta, Georgia. I'd like to say Happy Earth Day to you. And because this is your mother's birthday, she gave the birth. So this is your Earth Day. So when your children have their Earth Day, that's your birthday. That's our culture. That's just the way it is. So happy Earth Day, Queen Mother, and may the Creator, the ancestors bless you with your heart's desires. I appreciate you asking me to speak on this subject about the diets. That's special as far as I'm concerned, and I pray that you get a lot out of it as well as everybody else. Also, I like to give honor to and acknowledgement to Queen Mother H. Victoria Hartgrove Ackerson, who is my mentor and my inspiration, the one who's believed in me to the point where she's encouraging me to go ahead on and continue on to be an author and to be a speaker to share with people what the Creator and the ancestors has blessed me with. I thank you so very much. Also, she blessed me with all these crowns. You've seen these crowns that I have. She blessed me with all those crowns, you know what I mean? And I really, really appreciate that. She's excellent in everything she does. And she's a tremendous, excellent author of many books. And I thank you for that, Queen Mother. So let's get back to Genesis to continue that. We're going to get through that quickly, prayerfully today so that we can sum it up, all of it, to the next time, and get your pen and pad together and take notes. And you can always review the videos again, to get the gist of everything. I want you to see the whole picture. I don't want you to see the 180. I want you to see the 360, the cause and the effect. We always know the effects, but we never deal with the causes. So how can you heal if you don't deal with the causes? So I'm going to give you the causes of these things and what happened to us to bring us to the garbage disposals that we are today. I know some of you don't like that, but I can't be overly concerned about what you like. My responsibility is to tell you the truth, to inspire you and motivate you to seek on your own. It says, study to show yourself approval, lean not to your own misunderstanding, really, rightly divine the word of truth. Now, we believe in these so-called religious leaders who give us distorted stories or some stories that we can't even reach. What's the use of telling me all these stories and I can never even reach it? It doesn't make any sense to me. So they play us like that. They keep you pitiful, stupid, confused. These old pork and garbage eating liars. They do nothing but lie to control you. And once they control your mind is connected to your pockets. That's what they're really after. So beware of that. Beware of that. Don't get mad. Face the truth. It might hurt. It might be painful. Let's get it, because you can't beat the blessings. So let's get back to Genesis chapter 7. And before chapter 7, God just destroyed everything on earth. Because they had wars and family affairs, the families against each other, killing each other, distorting each other, using each other. So we must see what happened in the beginning. So everything was destroyed, and God favored Noah. He picked Noah out of all of everybody to create the new coming. So he told Noah to build an ark and to put pitch on the outside and pitch on the inside, which is mostly like a petroleum jelly, kind of thing, which is black, which I look at it as tar. You say put it on the inside and outside of the ark, but make the ark out of gopher wood. Gopher wood is sort of like cedar. So you see how everything come together? We need to know the meaning of things, not just hear it and just go along with it. You know, I'm going to shine some light on this darkness that they gave us. So don't get mad. Learn. And learning can be painful, but you can't beat the blessings. So it says in here, after the second coming, after all the floods and everything, God said in chapter 7, verse 1, and the Lord said unto Noah, follow me now, be patient, because we're learning. It says, come thou and all thy house into the ark. That's after Noah built the ark. For thee have I seemed righteous. He believed in Noah. And before me in this generation. That means Noah was worthy of God's blessings. So let's skip over to chapter 8. And we're going to skip through quickly, but hopefully it motivates you and inspire you to go back and see it correctly. And it says here, chapter 8, verse 1, and God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters sewaged. Sewaged. That means that it calmed down. That means after the flood, it calmed down. But they were in the ark right now. And it says here, the fountains also of the deep and the windows of the heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. That means that the clouds disappeared. Now you can see the heavens again. So everything calmed down after the flood. He told Noah to bring in all the animals and all the fowl and everything, male and female, and bring all the food with you. So everything ate the same. We didn't eat no meat. We didn't eat death. We ate life. And we're going to see that later on. Don't get mad, learn. So it says here, and 4, say, and the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. Now, 7 is a spiritual number, as we know. So let's study numerology and you'll get the gist of what the number 7 is. There's only 9 numbers. 0 is a placeholder, it's not a number. So chapter 9, verse 1, it says, and God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. So this is the second coming. So now God is allowing Noah and his sons to create new generations of people. And it says, 2, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fish of the sea, and upon all the fishes of the sea, into your hands are they delivered. That means that God gave Noah and his sons dominion over everything he created. What he created here. That man had control over all of that. So he gave dominion. And it says 3, every moving thing that, this is deep here now, and listen to this now, it's going to shock you. It says that every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Oh, Lord, everybody say, thank God I can continue to eat my pork, I can continue to eat my crabs, I can continue to eat my buzzard, I can continue to eat all that crazy stuff, but I'm not finished. I know you're happy about that, but guess what? Here's the other part. It says here, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. The green herbs is the vegetables, and the herbs are the healing part. Now, But it says in 4, but is like an eraser. Everything that he said before then, erase that. Because he said that, no. It says, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So all that animal stuff, we better get rid of it. That's why we're acting so animalistic. You are what you eat. Leave that stuff alone. God created everything from the earth that every living being will be eating from, including the animals. We shouldn't be eating animals. There was a tremendous fall. Every generation down there had a fall. That's why God had to destroy everything, and he started all over with Noah and his family and told him that it replenished the earth. Okay, number 5, and surely your blood of your lives will be required. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Now, that to me, that's saying that that's when worship came on the scene. God wants us to acknowledge him, and all the beasts and the cattle and everything of the earth, everything that lives, acknowledge God's presence. And then it says, number 6, whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Uh-oh. Hey, you want to kill something? Hey, you might better be willing to be killed. You reap what you sow, in other words. You don't kill what God has created. And then it says, for in the image of God made he man. You don't destroy what God has made. And number 7, it says, and you be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. That means that you keep on building, keep on multiplying, keep on creating. Number 8, and God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. That means that a covenant is a contract and an agreement. So God made an agreement with Noah and his children and everything else. So we have to give honor to God. Everything and everybody, give praises to God. Number 10, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl and the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. That means everything that was in the ark, that went on the ark, give God the praise. Number 11, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the waters of the flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. So God wants us to go ahead on and get it right. This is what you call mercy and grace. He gave Noah and his family another opportunity to get it right. Okay, now let's skip over to verse 18, and it says, and the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Sham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. We heard of Canaan, the Canaanites. And it says that in 19 it said, these are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. Wow. Noah was a bad boy. He had his sons, and hey, the new coming, it started with Noah, the one who God favored as being a righteous man. Now let's skip over to chapter 10, verse 1. It says, and these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. So all of this is telling about how the generations were created through the three sons and so forth. Now we're going to skip over to, let's go to verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. This is what came from Ham. Cush. You heard of the Cushites. You heard of the Canaanites. They were us, weren't they? You know, Cushites from Ham. But they want to tell us that Ham was cursed. So if Ham had children, his children were cursed. So if his children was black, the Cushites means black. That means that we were cursed. That's a big lie. Because no one was cursed then. They were righteous people. So let's skip over to chapter 11, verse 1, and it says, and the whole earth was one language and of one speech. That means they understood each other. They can communicate. They are on the same page now. But something else happened. Number 2, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, that was Africa. They journeyed from the east. In your mind, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled there. Number 3, and they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. Now slime, could that be lime, which they spread and it gets hard? Lime is mixed with mortar to make it hard and bind. It binds things. Now, number 4, it says, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto the heavens, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Number 5, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. Number 6, and the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. They imagined to do. Now, here's 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language. Confound means confused, mixed up. Now, they're mixed up now again. It says their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. It sounds like today. We don't understand each other. We talking all of this stuff, and everybody's talking, but nobody's hearing, listening to each other. And this is what happened later. It says, after that, it says, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Now, here's number 9. It says, therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Babel means that you're babbling. You know what a baby does? It babbles. You don't understand what a baby's saying. That's what we doing today. We babbling. Nobody understands anybody. Nobody wants to come together to bring about unity. God said, hey, he's looking for us to seek him, to worship him, to remember him. That's our essence, is God. This 2% goes back to the earth. The 98% transforms into another form that represents God. Now it says 11:25. It says, and Nafar, I'm bringing about certain generations on how we are going to add all of this up, and it says that Nahar lived after he beget Terah, and 190 years, and beget sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and beget Abram, Nahar, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah, and Terah beget Abraham. Now we're going to see how Abram came on the scene. Abram, his name was Abram in the beginning. And Abram took wives, and they had children. Now let's skip over to chapter 12, and it says, Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of the country and from thy kindred and from the father's house unto a land that I will show thee. That means God said, Abram, leave all of that, and I will give you everything that you need. Trust me. Then it says over here at 12:9, it says, And Abram journeyed going on still towards the south. Now, where is the south at now? It says, And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. Now you got the Jews in Egypt. But you know, the Jews, don't forget, they were nomads. Just like the Arabs, they were nomadic. They didn't have any really permanent place. They were just traveling all over. So, but at the same time, they had to get up out of Egypt, because you know, wherever they go, they want to take over. The Jews, you know what I mean? Even today, they want to be in charge, or they don't want no parts of it, or they will destroy it. So, and I'm not afraid to say that, because the truth is the light. And let's go to chapter 13, verse 1. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. Now, Lot was Abram's brother's son. In other words, that was his nephew. And he went, number 3, and he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hay. Now, Bethel Church. Bethel means something. And don't forget, it was no such thing as religion. There was no such thing as Baptists and all of that. Bethel Church, AME and all of that, that wasn't even on the scene yet. That's man-made stuff. So let's go to 10, verse 10. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, you notice the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is Sodom and Gomorrah today. That's why all of this stuff is kind of crazy going on here. This is Sodom and Gomorrah today. But God told Lot and his family, get the heck out of there, because I'm getting ready to put a hurting on these people. So that's what Lot did. He left. He better leave, or he'll go down with him. Now it says, let's go to 14, chapter 14. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Antioch, Shinar, Antioch, king of Elisar. In other words, they made war with Sodom and Gomorrah, these other kings. It was all the time fighting, wars, disrespect, destruction. Wow. And in 9 and 10, it starts in the family. Family is something else, man. I'm telling you. Let's get this thing right. Family is those who believe the same. Okay, now let's go to verse 10. And the vale of Sedem was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled. So they had all kind of traps there, you know, for certain people. So they got up out of there, man. You better run for your life when you see danger, but keep your faith where it belongs. And they, number 11, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals, and went their way. And they took Lot with them. So let's skip over to 15, the first verse. I know this thing is getting, I'm going over a little bit, But that's all right because I want to get through Genesis quickly, not quickly, but in peace, so that you can go back and put it together yourself. It says, after these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. Don't be afraid. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the servant of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus? Now, he had no children. So, but he married a Sarai. And Sarai's name was changed to Sarah. And don't forget, Abram's name was changed to Abraham, which is the father of the nations. Sarah change of name meant the mother of nations. So let's put that together, the father and the mother of the new nations that's coming about. And let's look at 16. Let's look at 17. And it says, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God, walk before me and be thou perfect. That means walk in the light. And your faith will be tested and tried. But hold on, you can't beat the blessings. Learning can be painful, but you can't beat the blessings. Let's go over to chapter 17, 15th verse. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations, kings of people shall be of her. Now he's blessing Sarah, who was buried, that couldn't have children. Now he's going to bless her with a child or with children. And let's go to 19. And God says, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son. And his son was called Isaac. Now, don't forget, Isaac is the father of Jacob and Esau. And Jacob and Esau had their things going, against each other. Matter of fact, the firstborn son, which was Esau, the firstborn in our culture always have the blessings of our father. But Jacob fooled the father when he was dying, and he was blind. And Esau was on a journey going somewhere doing something, but Jacob fooled his father by putting hair on his arm because Esau was hairy. So he fooled his father, and the father gave Jacob the blessings. So you see how all of this stuff goes on? And then Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And Israel means family. Check it out. Let's look at the letters. The first two letters, I-S, is Isis. That's the mother. R-A means Ra. That's the son. E-L means Elohim. That's the father, the mother, and the child. That's the nation. You see, I know you learned something, didn't you? So, during my process, I learned too. So I got to have it to give it. So check it out for yourself. You don't have to go on what I say. I'm giving you motivation to go ahead on and do it yourself. Study for yourself. Show yourself approval. Okay. And as for Ishmael, which was the son, his first son from Hagar, I think it was, which was the Egyptian. She was the maiden of Sarah. So Sarah gave Isaac gave Hagar to Isaac to have children. But since she did that, she was jealous too once she conceived. But God said, okay, calm down. I'm going to give you a child too, so that you can be included in this whole thing of the rebirth of the nation, really. And now let's skip over to, we skipping now. I know the time is moving, and it's more time than I thought that it would take. But I wanted to really kind of get through this. And it says here, chapter 29. Let's go to the 29:32. It says, and Leah conceived, or her name was Leah, yeah. And Leah conceived and bare a son. No, let me see. One thing that Abraham had wives, and some of them couldn't have any, but God blessed them anyway because of his love that he had for Abraham. So everybody became blessed. And that's where the Levites came on the scene. And, Reuben was the first son of Leah. The second son was Simeon. And the third one was Reuben. So each one of his wives had children. And then we're going to, and then don't forget, let's keep in mind that that Leah also had a son. She had four. The last one was Judah. They said that the black folks came from the tribe of Judah. Now we had 12 sons. Don't forget 12 tribes of Israel. But we are the tribe of Judah, black folks. They say each tribe represented a nation of people, a nationality of people. Check it out for yourself. I'm not going to go through it, but look into it for yourself. I'm giving you a lead way to study to show yourself approval and give you a reason to do that. And then I want to skip over to Genesis, the 35th chapter. And it says here, the 9th verse, and God appeared unto Jacob. See, Jacob and Esau, so Jacob is still on the scene here. He appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram and blessed him. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called anymore. Jacob's name is Israel. So that's why Jacob's name was changed to Israel. That means family. Let's understand that. You don't have to wait till these pork-eating, garbage-eating liars to teach you anything. You can hear what they're saying, but show yourself approval. And let's go to 22, 35:22. And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land, and Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. These are the 12. And 12 is a spiritual number also. 1, 2. Don't forget there's only 9 numbers. They start all over again after 9. 10 is 1, 0. 0 is a placeholder. That's numerology. There's only 9 numbers, brothers and sisters. Now, we're going to skip over to the last chapter of Genesis, chapter 50. This is in verse 24. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God shall surely visit you, and bring you out of this land unto the land which he swore to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And you had a whole lot of trickery stuff going on. Joseph was tricked by his brothers. They were jealous of him because he was a dreamer. He was a very spiritual person. And then they set him up and put him in a hole. And Reuben came and said, nah, he's our brother. Get him out of that hole. So they sold him to the Mennonites, or I forgot the group. And then they sold him to the Egyptians. Then he was imprisoned in the Egyptians because he was Jewish. So the king had these dreams, but he couldn't understand them. It was 7 and 7. In other words, Joseph said it was 7 years of 7 lean years, and 7 years of bad years of famine. So he interpreted it, so it became true. So Pharaoh put Joseph second in command. And his family didn't have any food, so they went to Egypt, and Joseph recognized them, but they didn't recognize Joseph. So Joseph gave them more. and the whole story of that. You see what I mean? So some people might mean it for evil, but God means it for good. And brothers and sisters, I really, thank you for having the patience and the time to hear what I have to share with you that was given to me by the Creator and the ancestors. That's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But I want you to take what I've given you and take it further. Show yourself approvable so you can get your blessings. No efforts, no blessings. A little effort, little blessings. Medium effort, medium blessings. A lot of efforts, a lot of blessings. It's your choice. Next time, we're going to sum up Genesis, and then we're going to go right into Daniel's diet. And that's going to be something deep also. Thank you, brothers and sisters. I love you, I bless you, and I want you to prosper. Keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. Stay strong and keep your faith where it belongs. Last but not least, do your best and let God do the rest. You got to know when to hold and know when to fold. So therefore, you have to have a sharp discernment. Have a blessed day, a blessed week, a blessed life. Raw food for thought. Push the like button and the subscribe button. And let's get it on some more. Have a blessed one. Peace.